Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm going to draw another Naruto versus Sasuke, and this time it's the Chidori versus the Rasengan. So this one was another request from Miles Hill. So thanks for the request, and here we go. So again, like the other one, we have both characters coming at each other. Sasuke on this side, Naruto on this side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with Sasuke, and we're going to come over, and we're just going to start with his hair. So we have a line that just comes down here. So Sasuke's head is here, Naruto's head is here. So we just have a line comes straight down for his hair here, and then a line that goes back just this way, just like that. And then we have some spikes for his fringe. So one goes up, one comes down, and then this one comes up this way. Then we have that long piece of hair that he has that comes down in front of his ear, so just there. And then this one goes up, and we have more spikes coming down, up, down, and then back up this way. Now, so once we have that piece of hair in, we'll add the ear in just behind. So there's the ear just in here, and we have another spike that just comes up here, and maybe a little line for bits of his ear inside. Now, so we can do, so his collar that just comes along the bottom of this piece of hair. So we'll just curve this down, and then we'll add the back of his hair just here. All these spikes coming back, zigzag lines, just like that. Now, so we can go back in and do his face now, once that we have all this in place. So we can come in and do an eyebrow, so just there. Then we have a very thin disc for his eye, because they're both looking at each other. So we just curve it down this way. And then we have the top eyelid and the bottom eyelid. So it comes back first, and then comes back around underneath there. So we're pretty far away from them. It's not a close-up portrait, so you don't have to worry about details like the Rasengan or the Rinnegan or anything like that. Sorry, not the Rasengan, the Sharingan in that eye of his. So we can go, we'll keep going, we'll do his nose, so it comes out this way, comes back that way, and then we've top lip, just a little dot for a nostril there. This one will come back to the mouth. His mouth is open slightly, curves back to the top lip, and then comes down. And we can see a bit of teeth in there. Then this comes back to his neck, just in there. And then we have his jawline, just comes down this way. And then there's some scratch marks, just dots on his face, just to show the fight that he's going through. Just little thin sort of dot marks like that. And just make this eyebrow a bit thicker. Now, so we keep going with his collar. So it comes down, joins his shoulder, just there. This comes down towards his arm, so curves down this way in an S sort of way. Then we have a curved line for another fold to close. The bottom of his sleeve. We have his elbow in here. So we just have a line comes down there, and then comes back up to the elbow, goes back around to the forearm from the elbow, up like that, a line here, and then we have that wristband that he wears. So we have a line here, up, there, and we have his hand. So we'll do, so it's a closed fist. So we could do his, let's see, we'll do his thumb side first. So this comes off from his sleeve, just there. And then it starts to go back in towards the top of the thumb. Comes down, goes back up. And then we have his index knuckle, so it comes up and around that knuckle, just down there. And then we see two more points, like steps on a stairs, or the letter M just there, turned sideways, and then it curves around just like that. So we'll finish the top half of his body. So we'll do that grey short sleeve section he has. So we'll do another line there. We have just a rip in what I can see. There's a rip in his clothes just here. So you just add like zigzag sort of lines back just to there, and we can see a bit of skin inside. So just to make it look like there's a rip in his clothes. So then that comes to there, and then he has those purple trousers that he wears, whether they're dark grey or purple. And this curves down to there. And then we have the other sleeve just here. So we're going to do those, another cut section of his clothes, so like a little detail that's on it that I can see. Just a little zigzag torn piece of clothing. Armpit line. Sleeve comes out, starts to come up for the end of it where the arm comes out, curves around, and we're going to go back to the shoulder. So this comes back in. We have a little fold line there for the clothes, another line for the top of the shoulder, little fold line there, end of the collar. In here we have the Sharingan, the Uchiha symbol. Curve around just like that. And as well, if I go too fast, pause the video before I move on to the next step. This is kind of like a, what would you say, kind of like a hot air balloon sort of shape. Just like that, with a gap in the middle. Top is red, bottom is white. So we have the other arm that's going into the sort of lightning for the Chidori. So you can only see sort of the arm part. You can't really see his hands because it's the brightness of Chidori is keeping it obscured from our vision. So we have like a number 7 there for the elbow part, top of his arm there, and we have an armband that he wears on this arm as well. And it's like tape that's wrapped around his arm. And then we have a bit at the top of that arm, and then this goes into the lightning of Chidori, so you can't really see that hand, but we can add in some shapes for lightning. So like just going off the page, off my page anyway. So we have sort of the lightning zigzags there, just going different directions. There's one. This one will go a bit further, and we'll start to go out this way. You don't need to be too precious about it. You just want to make it look spiky, and sort of, you want it to change direction suddenly. So it goes up, goes down, then goes back up, like a lot of zigzags and things for the Chidori. So just there. Do another little bit coming off here, the front. Some just behind his head in here. Where else? Some behind his arm, just coming out here. So I'm making those sort of lightning shapes. Around. Maybe one more just in there. Right, so we'll do the bottom half of Sasuke's body now. So we'll come down to his trousers. So we'll do the top of that trouser, and he's got that big Orochimaru style belt that he has on. So curves around. It has bumps along the top, so you just go bump, 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 and then comes back, and then we have bumps underneath. So we keep bumping all around like that, and his sword comes out from here, so it's just big long sword. Try and keep them as straight as you can. If you wanted, you could use a ruler for this part, because they're like dead straight lines. Just there. And we can just see the other, so imagine it continues. We can see the top of that sword. So imagine it continues here. And then we'll do that bit that comes down there. And then there's some lines just inside that, just to give it a sort of a three-dimensional shape. Just along the edge there, and then in the middle too. Right, so there's another part of that belt just underneath there, so we go curvy lines. It's all up around, and then we have the parts that hang down from that, so you just add those bumpy sort of lines going off in different directions. Comes back up to here. We have another one that hangs down here, and one that twists, so hangs down but is turning. They're like big pieces of rope, basically. Here. So this one curves around, so meets itself at the bottom, see there? And then we have one behind. And then, so they're running towards each other, so we can see some of Sasuke's knee just coming out here. Comes out, curves back to there. There's a fold line, two fold lines here. This one comes back down, and then just a little line for his leg. It comes off my page there at the bottom. And so we have a line here just for the top of that purple part, fold line, and then another part that just comes down from the sword here, goes off my page. Right, so that's Sasuke. So we'll do Naruto. So locking eyes with one another. So we're going to draw in Naruto's, the top of his eye first. So we'll go, it's like a number 7. So just like that. Then we can see pupil. There's an eyebrow just above there. And then, like we did with Sasuke, we'll do in Naruto's hair. So we have a bit that curves down, just it spikes down above his eye. Comes out that way. Comes back up. Comes out, back up. And we're going to go around in a radial sort of fashion. So we'll keep the heads about the same size, because you want them to look like they're the same distance away. So it sort of lines up, see, with the top of Sasuke's head, so you don't want to go much higher than that. Spiking all along. So take it slow with this one. It's a pretty complicated one. So when there's more things to draw, you're more likely to make mistakes. So I would suggest use a pencil for something like this, especially when you're dealing with arms and legs and trying to keep everything in proportion. Sorry, what I'm doing now, so there's hair here and it comes around the ear. So we have hair there and it lines up at the top of the eye. And there's just some lines in there for bones and ligaments. And then the hair keeps going just here. And then it meets the top of that collar of his clothes. Like that. Now, so his forehead just curves down from here. Curves out to his nose. Comes back. And we have a nostril just in there. Down to his mouth, top lip. His mouth is open. He's sort of can see teeth. He's got his teeth sharply closed together because he's putting his all into the move. Curves back. Bottom lip just there. And then we come down to the chin. And then this goes back towards the clothes. Just joins his neck and joins the top of his clothes just there. We'll add those lines on his face. Like that. And then just a little jawline just there. Now, so we'll go do the arm over here that's holding the Rasengan. So we do a line for the top of his back, just there all along. So it's kind of bumpy because it's closed. So we keep going, making it sort of a bumpy line. And then we'll just do some more bumps because it gets more wrinkly as it comes to his bent elbow. That's one thing about clothes. So you just add, when you come to a bend or anything, you put more folds in. Then we have the top of his sleeve just here. So it goes up, goes across, comes down, back here. And then his arm is coming out here and it's holding the Rasengan. So it's like this, like a C sort of shape. So we can do the thumb, comes out here, comes up just to there, and then it curves around for that letter C, that sort of C shape. And inside that is where you'll put that sphere, the Rasengan sphere. So it's in here. Then we've the finger just here on top, and this comes out to a knuckle and comes down just there, and then comes back into the wrist. And I know hands are complicated, so take your time with it. There's a lot of bones and joints and things that look weird if they're done wrong. So we can see some fingers just in here. 1, 2, 3. And then the sphere for the Rasengan just inside. So if you had like a coin or something to draw around, it'd probably be easier. I'll do my best. I'll go slow to try and make this circular. Not too bad. A bit long on the bottom there. And then, so we have, so the wind that comes off that. So I'm going to just look at the, so you could do like spiral wind inside if you were drawn sort of manga style, or if you were going with color, you could do it with like light blues, dark blues, depending on what you were going for. I'm doing it with black marker, so I might as well just do it sort of manga style. So then we have the wind that comes off that. It goes around in a spiral. Right, so you'd want to get sort of, so the first one, some lines that come off this way. And then the next one will come off. So it goes around, so here. Curving around. Then another one, so next to it, so you'll go next to it about here, and go behind his hair a little bit, and then we'll keep going, just adding some light dash lines. Goes up off my page there. And then there's probably another one just behind his head, just here, so it'll go. So imagine it keeps going. And maybe there should be one kind of coming out here as well. So imagine it spirals around. So it should be like here. It curves down. Just there. All right, not bad. So we'll go and do Naruto's elbow here, just curves around, and we have a bumpy line for the top of his, for the bottom of his arm. We'll add in those fold lines just in here. They're all like number 7s really. And we've one down here. So he has that black and orange parts to his arm, to his clothes, and his arms are in the black part. So you just keep this line going, and then we have the spiral that's on his clothes. So you just draw sort of a circle as best you can in there, and then do that spiral inside, just like that. And this line will keep going, kind of bumpy, all the way to the other elbow. So he's like Sasuke, his elbow is bent, and his hand is kind of closed. Curves around. See that, the elbow there? And they're kind of on the same plane. And then we have more folds. So one there. This one actually stretches real long. The picture I'm looking at. We have another fold here. Then he has that thing on his arm. I don't really know what it is. It's like a disc with ninja scrolls on the side of it, with another spiral inside there. And then we finish the top of his shoulder. We'll add his sleeve just here, with his hand that comes out of it. Comes up, comes down, goes around. Then we have knuckles, top finger, just there, and then thumb. Right, so the rest of his body and some of his legs. So we're going to come over here. It's the orange part of his outfit that he wears. So we curve down there. Another bit comes in here because he's leaning this way. So see that direction? So he's going that way, like Sasuke. If you drew a line down, they'd be leaning into one another this way. Then we have a fold. And there's a fold here. Comes down to his waist. Just here. And then his legs start down here. So we've one leg, a knee coming out here, and a back leg going this way, following this line. If you drew a line down, like his spine all the way down. So we'll do that line first. So this comes down off my page. With the back part. Curves around like that. Then we have another fold here. And the rest of his leg, it's like bumpy going down that way. And then we have some pockets, rectangles, and then the seam of his trousers line that comes down here. Pocket on that side. Knee. There's lots of number 7s. This one curves this way then. And then the bottom of his thigh in there. Top. That band that he has on his legs. Inseam of his clothes. And then his legs just there, finishes off there. There's just another fold of clothes just there. And I think there's some more Rasengan wind lines just coming down here that I can see. So it's coming probably here. So curving. Spiraling down like that. And then I'm just going to add the line for the water that's behind them. So it's just a line, imagine it's a horizon line. We have those cliffs and the water that they're fighting in. So the cliffs are back here. And you can add them if you'd like, but it's not essential. You can do whatever type of background you'd like. And then across here. So there you go. Chidori versus Rasengan. Miles Hill, I hope it was okay. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, so there you go. Sorry, I'm back again. So just at the end, I added some details. I got sort of carried away. I fixed Sasuke's lip. I went over it with some white paint. You could use anything white at all. Gouache, Tipex. I think in America it's called whiteout. And I just went over, just fixed that mouth. I think it looks much better. I added some lines just to show that they're coming towards you. So there's just straight lines coming out. And then just a little bits in the background, but not much, some splashes coming up from the water. But yeah, there you go. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you again real soon.